Hey, I'm Mac. Welcome back to my channel. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe and consider joining my Patreon for access to new videos told 24 hours early, as well as some Patreon exclusive content. Okay, first off, it is a dark and stormy night in Utah. We don't get a lot of those here, although, you know what? Like this spring in particular, though, we have. It's been like on repeat. We've been having thunderstorms like every afternoon. It's been super weird, which, you know, makes me feel like I'm back in the Midwest. Okay, I realize that everyone in the Midwest is like, thunderstorms for the afternoon, groundbreaking, but it's weird for here, okay? It's very weird. Normally it doesn't rain in June. I don't know what's going on. So if you hear it, you're welcome. So we're going to check in with Veronica B, who we were first introduced to through her incredible leadership with Monat. And then, you know, she left to go to Ex-iGenius, and let's see what she's up to now, okay? Because all of these companies, you know, are really, really great until they're not. I love it. Let's find out. Let's go!
Those long German legs.
Technical difficulties. Hello. Hey guys. Oh no, babe, the tea, you're spilling it.
150 people?
When you put tea time, everyone wants to come.
Hello. Didn't get my hair done.
Your hair done? My husband's joining me today. How's everyone doing? I'm so excited for this.
Okay, it's sad that like I'm never even ready to live stream, and I still like don't jostle the camera around that much.
Me too, guys. I'm so excited. Are you excited?
Nervous.
I'm nervous too. He wasn't home and I was like, can you please come home fast? I just like don't even know. It's a lot. When you put tea time, everyone wants. So we're actually having tea for the tea time. But guys, before I share anything, I just want to say, I'm so grateful for all of you that, I think I know the choice you made. For all of you that support me, that show love on me year after year, and just like are there for me through my growth and through my seasons, and
for my downline to give me money so that I can buy things. Right.
You know, he has been a pivotal role in all the growth that has taken place over the last year. And we're just happy to be here. Do you have anything?
Yes.
Do you have anything you want to add?
No, it's showtime. It's your time.
Okay, so he's just here for moral support. So like, if you see him on
I feel like the support is going to be amoral, if anything.
phone, it's because he got bored of me.
Yeah, it's 200 people.
So you're nervous?
It's crazy.
Are you nervous? Okay.
He fucking told you he was nervous earlier, okay? I'm a better listener than you are.
Let's start saying the story.
It's not about me, babe.
Months ago, I started feeling that I had buried something that was still alive. Okay, that came to me today.
Well, you should probably dig it back up then, although it's probably not still alive if you did it several months ago. So, you know, dig it back up at your own peril, but you should probably report that to somebody. Also, I like how she had that really expensive tablet for a while there or whatever, but like here she is with a piece of paper because you can't really beat it, can you? You can't.
So funny. Cold plunge. I'll get back to you. Marcus and I were checking out your DM yesterday. But
is that why you're laughing so hard? Because it's so funny?
Like I had buried something that was alive. And no one understood me, right? When I say no one, I mean my husband and my best friend, who's my little sister, who I was talking about this to. And I think that in order for me to remain in my integrity we have to talk a little bit about the past. And without saying too much, I just want to say the reason why I departed from where I initially built was because there was a difference in values, in value systems. So I had been put in a couple or a few actually situations where I was like, I don't agree with this. And I don't believe in selling your soul for money. Like, I'm the kind of person, I've been this way since I was little. Like, for me, being a righteous human is the most important, and staying true to me.
Boy, you're not very good at it then, huh? I mean, listen, Veronica, you got to go with your strengths. You got to go with your strengths, okay? And this is not one of them. It's just not. We can see. There's evidence of it, okay? I feel like I would sell my soul for money, but like, I don't even know if I have a soul. Like, I don't, and then like, how do you know if you have it or if you can sell it? And then like, what, like, do you have to package it, or like, is it shipping, or?
And my story doesn't have to be everyone else's story. And just because I made that decision for myself doesn't mean that everyone else has to do it, which is why I don't agree with bashing. Like, very hurtful things happened, but we're a year later and everything is good, and life as well. And for someone asking on the chat, yes, I'm talking about the first company I ever worked with, Monate. Reason for my departure was that simply. And it's funny because I was praying before this live, and I was like, God, can you give me words for me to be able to express myself but not say too much? And then I just wrote in my...
Did you just ask God to help you be passive aggressive? Listen, either say it or don't say it, but don't go halfway with it, okay? I don't want to hear any of this like, oh, with some people.
Daily entry, which I hadn't done. And the quote for today was, the deepest craving of human nature is the need to feel appreciated. And I think that was one of the biggest things, is that at a big moment I felt like I wasn't, and I decided to leave. Whether that was the right or wrong decision, everyone is entitled to their opinion. In my life, I feel like it was the right one. So much has happened in my life since then. I've grown so much, and I stay... hey Ash, mwah, send you a big hug. I hope you're doing well. So anyways, turn the page, join the other company, iGenius, and that was a very rash decision. And I realized that now in retrospect, a hard fact is that I ran out of fear. So I recognized I'm out of integrity. I'm in a company that requires me to recruit people in order to grow, and I don't believe in where I'm at right now, and I can't recruit. And I decided I have to leave, and I can be very impulsive, right, honey?
Oh, really? Because back when you joined, you were like, oh, this is the right company to join. Like, this is my calling. This is what we're doing. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I guess it was a rash decision now. Well, good thing you were trying to convince a bunch of other people to follow you, huh? Follow you on your rash decision. That's cool. So I guess the truth comes out now.
So I ran to the first thing that I found, and it was a great company. I love the people there, but I started that business with a business partner who was a trader. Okay, and shortly into the business, he recognized he didn't want to do network marketing. And at that moment, I was like, oh my God, okay. But my whole business plan was with him. And then I recognized I didn't want to do trading. I didn't want to build a whole business on trading. I found myself constantly having to play catch up and trying to be an expert when I wasn't. And I found also personally that I didn't want to sell a service. I very much so enjoyed selling products better. So once again, to remain in my integrity and in my authenticity, because I could have just stayed building, but that's just not the way I am. I like to be honest. I like to be truthful to, what I'm feeling. So what happened after that? I ran again, and I was like, I need to get out of here. So I got out of there, and guys, when I decided to pursue real estate, in January. I mean, no foul there, right? Because I took my test, passed everything in a month. I did it because I could make a lot of money. And that's the truth, right? I'm like, okay, I'm out of network marketing. I'm not going to go back to news reporting, which was my career. What am I going to do? Okay, let me become a realtor. Veronica didn't think about the fact that we're going through like a recession and it's a horrible market. That just never crossed my mind because I don't look at obstacles. I just look at solutions. So real estate was my solution.
Well, maybe if you looked at obstacles a little more, you wouldn't have gotten yourself into that iGenius situation and into this situation.
And then the second hard fact that I faced is that for a woman like me, babe, are you bored?
I was just about to say her husband looks so bored.
No, I'm listening.
Are you sure? Because I feel bad I made you be here. Do you want to go?
It's okay.
Okay.
I have my call in 15 minutes, so I have to leave anyways.
Okay, so I need to get fast to the part where he's involved. But anyways, I recognize that there's no better industry than network marketing.
Okay. Maybe you need to look at those obstacles again, okay?
Like being in real estate for just 6 months, I recognized weekends, like open houses, driving people around, chaotic life, like you're constantly go, 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 which is cool, but not.
You know, maybe if you looked into the obstacles associated with something more than you did, then you would have known that because that's very basic information about real estate.
For me, because I've already experienced network marketing. You know, I've already experienced the beauty of building an at-home business, and now I'm a wife, and now I'm a woman that aspires to be a mother, and very quickly 1 + 1 = 2. How am I going to be a mom and be at open houses and drive clients around and do all these things? And then it hit me like, I don't think this is going to be my full-time thing.
Plenty of women do that every single day. Are you telling me that there aren't any realtors out there who are mothers? You find a way.
I love real estate. I believe in real estate. I will.
What does I believe in real estate mean? I believe in real estate. Okay, cool. I'm very happy for you. I will respect your faith.
Continue to invest in real estate, and I will continue to do real estate, but as a part-time thing. It will not be my bread and butter because
You're not going to be able to do real estate part-time. You're just not. You're just not. It takes so much for a real estate, person to develop this like cachet and like their reputation and just the connections that they need to have a successful career in real estate. And it's not really something that you can easily do part-time, at least not very well with it, because there are going to be competitors out there who are doing it full-time and who are going to take your lunch.
Know better. And when I started having those realizations, I was like, dude, network marketing is my thing. And network marketing allows
Oh boy, that is bleak.
Me to impact a lot of people. But also through this journey, I have really worked on my faith and my connection to God and spirituality. And there were so many days that I was lost, guys. I tell you here, like, oh, I was thinking about going back to network marketing, but I didn't even know if it was going to be that. I was so confused, like such a lost little girl. And all I kept saying was, all I want to do, like my ultimate happiness would be to glorify God. Like whatever I end up doing, Lord, like I just want to raise your name. I want to be around people where I feel comfortable doing that. I just want to stand in such a big purpose that is so much bigger than me. I don't ever want to make a decision again because of the money. I just want to be somewhere where I feel safe.
Right, but I'm sure God, when he makes the decision for you, will make a decision that results in you getting a lot of money, and that'll be the evidence that God truly had blessed that decision, right?
Safe with the people around me, safe with the future I'm building with whatever company or venture it is. And, after a lot of prayer, I recognized, okay, I definitely want to get into network marketing. Let me see. I don't know what's going on in the comments. Baby, do you want to watch the comments? And if there's anything that we need to answer, you remember it?
Of course, yeah.
Awesome. But don't watch it through there. You could just, you can't read it?
You can do it here.
It's so funny. You guys are guessing, and just wait till I say. So anyways, I went on a yacht with a friend who is in Q Sciences, and I told her, bring me your products. I want to try them. And she did, and I tried them. And my husband, when he had looked into their products, he's like, I don't like them. They're blends. Like, they don't put their nutritional facts, whatever. I tried them, and they were amazing. And he liked them too. So I spoke to my friend. Guys, and wait for the climax, because right now all of you guys are guessing things, and you don't even know what you're guessing. Everyone thinks that they know. So anyways, I had a heart-to-heart with my friend, and I was like, I haven't felt called to anything, but I just am called to network marketing. So, tell me more about it. And one thing led to another, and I spoke with some people in corporate, and they were like, let's fly you out and let's meet. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's do that. Figure it all out. And then that's when God decided to intervene. And disclaimer, we actually like Q Sciences. We tried the products. I have a lot of friends in that company, and I love my friends in that company, but I'm not going there. I went there, I checked them out, but before I even made it to Utah to check them out, I was at a real estate conference. And this is when I had decided I am getting back to network marketing, and I am never making a decision based off of money. And I need to be in a place where I feel peace, and where I feel longevity, and where I feel at home. And now I'm invested.
Oh my God, spit it out, woman. Hurry up. Jesus Christ. I wonder if like the energy that told her that she shouldn't do it was just her sensing me being full of hatred at her being in the same state as me.
So I went to a real estate conference, and in that real estate conference, I met a lawyer. And when I met this plot twist AF, like, y'all, I will tell you that when you pray to God with like convictions, he delivers to the freaking T in the weirdest ways.
Right, because shit like this never happens to people who don't believe in God. Weird shit and crazy coincidences never happen unless you pray to God. You could never, ever in a million years go to a real estate conference and meet a lawyer. That only happens if you pray to God. Can you imagine thinking that everything in your life is this significant? I can just not imagine being that level of self-obsessed and like self-important. Like, I just cannot imagine that. Thinking that the force that created the universe is like, girl, you need to like meet this lawyer at this real estate conference. Like, okay. Like, just wow. It's so hard for me to even imagine or empathize with that way of thinking. Like, it's so insane to me. I don't know. I'm sorry if that's, your beliefs. I'm just saying that it's very difficult for me to wrap my head around being able to think that. I mean, it sounds nice, I mean, it would be really nice if we were that important in the universe, or important at all, but doesn't seem to be the case. I don't know.
So yeah, all of you guys are
all
wrong
I
about.
can look at are those eyebrows. Is it just me, or are they like bananas? Like, they're insane.
Cute. So I'm at this real estate convention, and I had been so I'm part of this mastermind, right? And I paid a lot of money to be a part of this mastermind. And
wait a minute. Can we talk about how she was thinking about joining an MLM, right? So she flies to the headquarters of the MLM company, okay, because she's Veronica, okay? So she doesn't have to just go on the website and click in and get her starter kit. No. She's flying out here to go to the headquarters to meet with the executive board. Now, I mean, like, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that that's probably not how it works for most of the people who join Q Sciences. I'm going to guess that most of them just meet their downline or their upline. But no. If you're someone that they're going to want to plant at the top, right? Someone who's going to be at the top from the beginning, you meet the executive board, don't you? Interesting. Isn't that interesting?
I haven't been making too much money. So it was a decision that made no sense. Like, I didn't even want to tell my husband. I'll just say here, I paid $15K to be a part of this mastermind, and it had 3 events that led up to the event where I spoke to this guy. But it's a lawyer. I had met him at the other 2 events of the mastermind. And
wow, that sounds like a massive scam. $15,000. Oh boy, it's just truly a case of people with more money than brains.
one day we were just talking, and I told him, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to Utah in a couple days. I'm checking out a network marketing company. And he literally told me, oh my God, my wife and I were top earners with a network marketing company that's in Utah. And like, what? I was like, okay. And at this point, I'm like, sir, don't confuse me. Don't tell me about your network marketing company. I'm finally gonna check one out, and I've been confused for months. Don't confuse me. So he tells me it's doTERRA. And when he tells me doTERRA, all I could think about is my best friend's mom, Gina. Gina is the woman that brought me to God when I was about 12 years old. They live in Calabasas, California, and every time I go to Gina's house, she's got a million oils, always trying to fix my life with her oils. And I always ignored Gina. Like, I was like, okay, Gina's just obsessed.
Yeah, we do too, Veronica. We also ignore her.
What this oil stuff is, but I ignored it. And when I went, so this guy was like, yeah, Veronica, I mean, from what I know of you so far, I think you would love it. If you're already going to be in Utah, why don't you just come? And I was dismissing him. Like, if he's watching this, sorry, Victor. I was dismissing him. And, and the next day, because it was a 2-day workshop, he shows up with a bag full of products, like a bunch of products. And I'm just like, oh my God. Okay, so I grab the bag, I come home, and I drop it on my table. Never opened it, didn't care to try them. Sorry, that's my dog. Point is, my curious husband opened the bag. And as you guys know, my curious husband is very big into health. He's very big into science. And
yeah, I know a lot of curious husbands too, but I think this is a different kind of curious.
he tried one of the essential oils and he was like, babe, this stuff is amazing. He's like, are you joining this company? Because one of the biggest struggles I've had with choosing a company is that I want him to back me up. Because like we're husband and wife, and if he could help me promote whatever I do, it'll be so much there will be so much more synergy. So when he told me that he loved the products, he started drinking the Digestin, which helps with digestion. And he said that his digestion in just like 2 days had drastically changed. When he told me that, I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God, can you imagine your digestion changing after you eat something? So fucking stupid. God damn it.
And Victor had told me, if you're already going to be in Utah, I'll fly out and we'll check out doTERRA. So God works his magic once more. And that same weekend that I was scheduled to go to see the other company, that same weekend, one of doTERRA's top leaders who lives in Utah was having an event at her house. And it was a 2-day event. I was going to be in Austin for one of the days, so I was only going to make it to the second event. The first day was the main day where they talk about the company. The second day was about business building, which I don't really need. So I was like, I wonder what's going to happen at this event. We'll see. Morning of, we're leaving Austin at like 4 a.m. And we get to the airport with like 50 minutes to spare, almost an hour. I thought we were good. The lines were insane. And I'm looking at Marcus and I'm like, what the hell do we do? And one thing led to another. They didn't let us check in our bags and we had to divide and conquer. So I ran to the plane and he stayed with our bags in Austin. And when I get to Utah, Victor picks me up and we drive to this event. I have zero expectations. I'm thinking this whole time I'm going with, this other company because my friends are there, they're growing there, they're making money. It's a new company, it's a momentum, opportunity, whatever. But Victor takes me to this mega mansion in Utah, this beautiful home. And I'm just like, oh my God, who's going to be inside this home? And I met the most humble people. Like the kind of people that you just like, you're around them and you feel their heart. And lately I've developed this like very annoying sense where I could feel energies so easily, and so can my husband. And I think that it's like a good thing, but also sometimes annoying thing, because I'm like, I wanted to like this person and now I don't like them. Oh my God, this is so hard. But in that place, I just felt pure love, pure peace. And this was, the people hosting this event are people that have been with this company for 14 years. And they're still hosting events at their house. Nowadays, it's a mega mansion. But it's still events in their house, and their love for the products and the mission. And now I want to go into the why, because when I looked into doTERRA more, I came across this beautiful video called Genesis. And babe, real quick, do you want to say anything about the products? Because I know you have to go soon. Or about the experience.
I don't know. I think you should keep going, honestly. I think you're on a roll.
Okay, so after we went to we spent the whole day at this woman's house, and it was beautiful, and my eyes were tearing up because there were a ton of like older, wiser people, and I've had this deep yearning in my heart to put myself around people that I could learn from. I feel like God, since I was a little girl, gave me all this wisdom and all this maturity, and I feel like I'm in a point in my life that I just want to learn from people, and I want to be inspired by the way people
You sure about that?
move. And I felt that in that room, and it was beautiful. So amazing experience, right? Then this man who I had left in Austin, he had gotten on a flight. It's midday, it's like 3 p.m. This other event's done. Marcus meets us at the actual doTERRA campus now. So guys, this is a $2.5 billion company. They've got like a bunch of buildings, and it's a Saturday. And I'm telling Victor, like, oh my God, you booked for us to come see this. Like, are you sure we don't have to? Like, I know it's Saturday. We get to this ginormous campus, and the main guy, like the first guy pretty much to ever start with doTERRA, like the number one person that's ever been signed up, is there waiting for us. And there's also people from corporate, they're waiting for us.
It's so interesting that she hasn't even joined doTERRA yet, and this is the treatment that she's getting. Do you think for even 1 second that the average person thinking about joining doTERRA gets to go on a tour of the huge ass warehouse that they have or whatever? And because I've been there too. I charge my car there sometimes because I like to steal electricity from doTERRA and they don't charge for it. So whatever. That's right, doTERRA. Charging my car, like, yeah. But yeah, so is getting to go on this tour, meeting the top earner and the executive board, because she's Veronica and she had large downlines before this. So don't ever think for 1 second that people who are high up in the MLM we're going through the same process that they want you to go through, because that's not what happened here. It's not. Okay, this isn't how it goes for most people. And, shame on you, Veronica, for thinking that there's anything remotely ethical about getting this type of special treatment from which you will get special benefit. And I guarantee you, she will be lying to her recruits about it. She'll be misrepresenting, not telling them that she met the executive board. She got to go on a tour. She got to meet the top earner. She had all this behind the scenes background shit. Okay, no, she's not going to tell you any of that. She's going to tell you that she, built it up from the beginning or whatever. She's not going to tell you that she was handpicked to be placed at the top. She's not going to tell you that. That's not ethical. That's deceptive, Veronica.
Like people that work at the warehouse waiting for us just to meet us too. Like we are nobodies. And Victor...
Yeah. I'm sure that's how doTERRA treats the nobodies that arrive. Seriously. There's no way that this happens for every recruit. There's just not.
Told me, Veronica, I didn't do this to convince you to join. I just wanted to show you the heart of doTERRA. And these people...
Okay, so she's starting off lying to you. It's not a great start.
...are happy that you're here. And I was like, oh my God, we'll see. Like, because I could feel energy, remember? So I was like, when I actually am around these people, we'll see if I'm a big burden to their life. What ended up happening was that the joy and love that I felt that these people feel for this company had me like crying. And at one point, there was a guy who worked at the warehouse who, once again, I remind you, showed up on a Saturday to show this random girl, one person and her husband, the facilities while they were closed.
In network marketing, you are not a random person. And you know that. That's because they don't do that for everybody. They don't do that for everybody.
Down. This warehouse manager is talking, and I'm just looking at the intensity and the love that he has for what he's doing. And I just knew that I had found a company that was rare. I knew I had found a place that shares my morals and my values and my ethics and my love for people.
Oh, I agree. It definitely shares your morals and your ethics.
My love for God and my love for healing. And doTERRA started as an essential oils company, and nowadays they have vitamins, they've got skincare, they've even got hair care. They have all these amazing products that are all made with the purest essential oils because they believe that nature can heal us. And okay, you have 5 minutes, it's your time. Go. Say something. Come on. He loves the company so much that I'm just like, I joined a big part because of him.
I think the most important thing is when you're promoting a product, like you need to love the product. And like, I mean, I personally think that you just gotta go with the science. Like what is like, where can you actually really put your name behind it? Because like the reason why I personally have never promoted any supplements was because I'm so aware of my brand and my name and my clients, my athletes, they trust me with their eyes closed, and I would never put my name or like my brand behind something that isn't 100% right with myself. And yeah, I just really think that, I don't know, like it was a lot of like crazy coincidences, and I think it was right place, right time. And a few of the products that I personally have tried out, like I've not only like felt it on myself, like I'm the one that like looks up PubMed, I look up studies, I read them, I read the research. And it was crazy because like a lot of their products, like they have legit research. And like I was the one in the past, like honestly, like I laughed at people that were doing stuff with essential oils, because I was just like, yeah, that's like bro science. That's like, you know, that's like, it's like the stuff that, I don't know, like some mother.
Boy, they both talk so slowly. My God.
You know, like with their friends, and oh my God, this is so good, this is helping, and like, you know, like it's just not something that I really like thought was true. But then actually, like before Veronica got started, I personally have I did a little bit of research because one of my clients, she had some issues with digestion, and I came across things like peppermint, and I was like, this is interesting, so let me look that up. And even like a few months before that, I was doing research on improving testosterone in men, and I found this other thing called Idaho Blue Spruce or something like that, which I actually bought for myself because
what is it called?
Just wanted to check it out. And like I feel like everything that I've tried so far in that world has been really positive.
I mean, that's how science works. You know, if you try it and it seems like it works for you, then it works.
Has helped me. And yeah, I mean, we actually had a fight about
a fight?
No, like not about doTERRA, but about Q, because I was like, listen, like Q is I think it's a good company, but there's a few products where I'm just like, I don't really know if I could really promote that. And she was like, yeah, babe, but you're my husband, like you need to promote. And I'm like, no, like I just have to put my name behind something where I'm like 100% sure that this is the right thing for my clients as well, or like for her clients. And yeah, I mean, I think it's the most important thing to like have a product where you're like, okay, like there's research, the company has the right intentions, which I think like we were both so surprised about the whole experience there. And yeah, I think it's a great product. I think has a lot of potential. It has a lot of research. The oil.
Yeah, it's just so scientific.
So like it's just really good quality, which is something, it's a really hard thing to find for like a lot of supplement companies to like have really good quality and things like that. So,
and what do you think about the people you met?
I thought they were great. Like really, like the guy, as she said, like the guy that did the whole logistics center, like he came there on a Saturday, and like he was so enthusiastic about shipping the boxes. I was like, damn, man,
but
bro,
so
like you're
genuinely enthusiastic.
You're so like, yeah, he was like so like passionate about it. I'm like, oh man, like you're investing your Saturday for us to like show us your warehouse, and like
he was probably getting time and a half for it. That makes you very enthusiastic.
Like I've never seen somebody like be so enthusiastic about a job like that. So
that was beautiful. I know awesome. You have your call. Thank you. Lovely. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this off, but there's still so much to share. The products are just simply the best, and I'm gonna share a video after this on my stories that's called Genesis, and when I watched that, I just felt the heart of the company. And it's 7 founders, 7 owners. But one of you guys mentioned Emily, and following Emily, I could feel her light radiate through her social media presence. And it was another one of the reasons why I wanted to join. And this woman, she worked with another essential oils company back in the day, and she shares her story of how she left for integrity purposes. She was like, I wanted to sell pure oils, and like these oils were compromised, and you know, I couldn't do that. And I resonated to her.
I like how that's their problem with Young Living. It's Young Living, by the way. I like how that's the problem with Young Living. Like, not the fact that his, you know, the founder of it, you know, killed his barely born daughter. Okay, like in a botched birth or whatever. Like, but like, that's fine. But like the oils were like not as pure of oils or whatever the hell as blah. Please.
Story so much because it's very hard to leave something very good just for the sake of integrity. You know, it's very hard because most people will think you're insane. And just seeing that one of the owners of this company founded this company, you know, out of, it was birthed out of something hard. And when you guys watch this
I don't know if I would talk about someone related to Young Living and talk about how it was birthed. Hopefully it wasn't in a water bath.
When you see the trials and tribulations that this company went through in the beginning, and the fact that, you know, big people in Manhattan wanted to give them money to get the business going, but they wanted ownership and they wanted control. And these founders...
Which people in Manhattan? Really?
Said, no, because then we're not going to be able to give people the purest oils. And they literally, you know...
Oh my God. Hook, line, and sinker, isn't it? Hook, line, and sinker. What a load of bullshit.
Put every single penny that they had in to carry this company through. And the why of this company, 14 years later, is still so evident. The mission of helping heal the world, you know, that mission is still so clear to see. And just the people that I interacted, my friend Victor, the lawyer, his wife Christy, there was just such pure people. Like, they don't care about who I am or what I've done in the past. All they care about, they met me and they liked me as a human, and they just want to introduce me to what they love so, so much. You know what it is for a lawyer? Like, Victor has his own doTERRA page. And he still does his law business, but he says, he's like, what network marketing, what this business in particular has done for our life, my law practice could never do. And that's what I recognize too, is like, network marketing has this huge power, you know, because we are connecting one another, and we are, it's like the trade system from back in the day. Like, we are selling good products that people need and people are buying. And what I love about doTERRA is that whether you're buying an oil or you're buying laundry detergent or you're buying skincare, whatever you're buying from a company that's so pure that you know that good is coming out of your purchase. And my goal is to get you guys to try the products and to love the products and buy everything that you can from the company, because when you see what they're doing, it's amazing. So oils are sourced from different countries all around the world, depending on where they grow best. So for example, our lemon essential oil comes from Italy. Why? Because the best lemons are grown in Italy. And doTERRA works with local farmers all around the world in places like Italy, in Somaliland, Brazil, all over. doTERRA is making a one-on-one connection with these local farmers and giving them businesses.
Bullshit. Oh, what a load of bullshit. Come on. Wow, you are very gullible, Veronica. You are very, very gullible. That, or you realize what bullshit that is and you're just repeating it.
In order to provide the best product for our client. And that takes a lot of work. Most people will not do that. Most people will use brokers, the cheap product, watered down, chemically based, in order to make it easier and make a buck. And doTERRA was so against that, because if you have a chemically made product or influenced product, it's not going to have the healing properties that the natural essential oil would have, than the pure essential oil would have. And you know, this co-impact movement that they have with farmers all around the world is so powerful. Like, my direct mentors were just in Bulgaria a couple days ago, visiting a doTERRA distillery that was made in Bulgaria, where a ton of farmers get jobs because of our company. The hands-on impact that doTERRA is having on all of our customers who are using the products for a million different reasons, on the wellness advocates who are building businesses, on the farmers all around the world.
Oh my God. Okay, so this co-impact thing she's talking about is apparently this way that doTERRA is sourcing their oils from suppliers all over the world. Okay. When wealthier countries extract resources from poorer countries, like in terms of raw materials or like stuff that's not ready to be sold yet, that does not benefit those countries. Furthermore, it's interesting that she mentioned Somaliland earlier. Somaliland, by the way, if you didn't know, is it's the northern half of what was formerly all Somalia. It was that whole Horn of Africa region, and now the northern part of it is claimed by a state that is called Somaliland. I don't believe it is recognized right now by any other countries, but yeah.
I just said I want to be.
So it is. It is not recognized by any other countries, like in terms of the international community, and so de facto it is a sovereign state that occupies the northern like half of what is de jure considered to be Somalia. So, in terms of like international recognition, it's still by law considered to be Somalia, but de facto it's not. That's not who actually has control of that region. Which, all I'm going to say is, if you can find a way to get a resource without getting it from a place that is politically unstable, you're probably ethically a lot better off doing so. Labor conditions can be bad enough in countries that are politically stable, or at least mostly. That's just how it always shakes out when you are extracting raw materials from countries that are a lot less wealthy than yours. And if you believe this co-impact bullshit, you're just very, very gullible. That's what you are. It's very naive and very gullible to believe that. Seriously, because actually it's interesting that she mentioned Somaliland at all, because doTERRA just recently had a pretty major scandal get exposed involving that. So I'm going to read from an article that was published in The Guardian by the author Rachel Fobar. I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name. I don't know how well known she is. But this article is from January 7th of 2023. And the title is Somaliland's Frankincense Brings Gold to Companies. Its Women Pay the Price. And I'm going to read some excerpts from here because it mostly focuses on doTERRA. And we'll see if this matches up with the image that Veronica here is selling to us. This is the result of a 2-year investigation called the Fuller Project that looked into the labor conditions among these frankincense workers in Somaliland and Somalia. 13 frankincense sorters, female workers who divide frankincense resin by color, grade, and quality, spoke to the Fuller Project anonymously about working 9 to 12 hours a day, up to 6 days a week, in a warehouse for Asli, which is the company. Many say the company lured them with promises of a fair wage, food supplies, and money for their children's school fees. According to a supervisor in the Irigavo warehouse and multiple other women, Asli pledged to build housing near the sorters' warehouses and to provide transportation to and from work, but the offers never materialized. Another sorter says she walked 2 hours each way to the warehouse in Enrigavo. The women say they made 10,000 Somaliland shillings, slightly over $1 a day, for sorting 6 pounds of resin. While this pay rate is typical for sorters in the region, a fair wage would be about $2.50 per pound, about $15 a day, based on what these women would need to support their families, says Amina Soliman, the director of the charity Horn of Africa, which is advocating for Somaliland's harvesters and sorters. One of the 13 women says the warehouse had no toilets or running water. She says women developed kidney complications and urinary tract infections from being unable to go to the bathroom. The women also say they weren't given breaks and had to ask to use the restrooms in neighboring houses. Another says she's barely able to walk because of back pain caused by carrying pounds of resin every day. She says she had to keep her job at Asli because her husband died and she must provide for her 8 children. You can imagine life is very hard, she says. On its website, doTERRA says it supports the community by paying Somaliland women to clean and sort the resins, all while ensuring fair labor conditions and promoting safe and healthy working environments free from exploitative practices, harassment, and discrimination. But several of the women complain of back pain as well as headaches and vision impairment that they say came from sitting on the floor, hunched over dusty, raw resin and carrying heavy loads of sorted resin around the warehouse. In its statement, doTERRA says its highest priority is the safety and proper treatment of each of our employees, adding, just as important is the safety and proper treatment of everyone in our global supplier network. All vendors are required to abide by our stringent code of conduct to ensure safe and healthy working conditions, fair and on-time payments, and respectful and ethical conduct. Okay. Interesting. Content warning here for sexual violence. If that is going to be something that is very disturbing for you, skip to the time on the screen now. On condition of anonymity, 3 Somali women told the Fuller Project about their experiences with Asli owner Hassan and his employees. One woman, 22, says that when she went to Hassan's bungalow in Enrigavo for a job interview last year, he asked to take pictures of her in her underwear. She says Hassan intimidated her by saying he already had a photo of her and could edit it to remove her clothes. She says her family is very poor and that she needed work, so she agreed. She says a white man who was with Hassan took photographs of her in the underwear, but stopped when a woman arrived to clean the house. A woman who has asked not to be named for fear of retribution corroborated this account, telling the Fuller Project that when she went to clean Hassan's bungalow during the time in question, she saw a young woman being photographed in her underwear. The young woman says she ran to the bathroom to change and asked Hassan to delete the photos. I never went back, she says. I feel shamed that I did this and worry so much about the pictures. Another woman shared similar experiences of abuse. A third woman says that in the winter of 2016, when she was 16, she heard about a job opportunity with Asli. She says 2 Asli associates drove her from her home in Enrigavo to what she was told was the work site in a neighboring town. In rural Somaliland, there's limited public transportation, and women often have no choice but to rely on strangers for rides. When they arrived, the site turned out to be a private house, the scene of a party hosted by Hassan and other Asli Mehdi employees. The woman says she accepted a non-alcoholic fruit drink called Rani. After she drank it, she says she doesn't remember what happened. The next day, she woke up in another house and knew she'd been sexually assaulted. Over the next few days, she said she was held there and raped multiple times by 2 men. 5 other teenage girls, all of whom had been promised jobs, were also assaulted by 10 men, including Hassan, she says. When some of the men finally agreed to take the girls home, she says one man threatened them. He showed us his pistol and said, "If I hear anything, this will make holes in your head." So, I don't know. It seems like maybe you can hear what they say about the supplies in a country that is very politically unstable and does not have does not really have the infrastructure to protect workers. Okay? You can hear what they say. But the problem is that you have no way of knowing what's actually going on other than when reports like this come out. That's the problem with extracting resources from these unstable regions. You just don't know because there's no enforcement, there's no regulation of it. So what are you going to do? Nothing. There's no way for you to know what's going on. There's no way for you to enforce what's going on. And furthermore, I would think that if doTERRA had even looked around when they visited the site, they probably could have at least figured out some of this. But it seems like perhaps doTERRA sources its ingredients in ways that are just the cheapest instead of, whatever they could do to protect workers. Or how about this? Don't have frankincense oil if this is the only way you can source it. I mean, really, is that worth it? Are these just great jobs that you're providing these women? Because they don't sound that great. Kind of sounds like it would be better off if these were not offered. So, this is why you have, and this is just what we know about, okay? Just because another source that doTERRA hasn't had any report like this come out doesn't mean that stuff's not also happening there. Because if it's a politically unstable nation, it probably is, because no one is minding the store. Everybody's on their own. And that's what happens when people are just free to take advantage. And that's why it's better to not source anything from places like that, because the workers will suffer as the result of, and you need to think about the organizations that your money's going to be going to as well when you are marking up that frankincense and making it one of the most marked up products in the world. For workers who made 6 pounds of it and earned just $1. But tell me again about how doTERRA is really helping you guys. They just help so much.
Part of this, because I had already said my mission is to be able to represent God's mission, whatever it is, to do good in this world. And I said, what company is doing the most good? What company is the purest?
Well, I think those workers in Somaliland would have a different opinion on who is the purest in doing the most good in the world, okay? Because it doesn't sound like they're doing the most good.
I want to work with a company who's morals and ethics and values I align with. Because
I'm so glad I read that article.
when the going gets tough, you can trust in someone with integrity. And I just knew with doTERRA right away. And it crushed my heart because I love my friends from Q. And I hadn't even gone to see them yet, but my heart already knew. Like when God speaks to you, he speaks sharp. And I knew. And I prayed on it and I said, I'm going to keep an open heart. And Victor, my lawyer friend from doTERRA, he's like, I think you should go to Q. I think you should explore it because then you'll even know with more certainty if you want to come to doTERRA. And that's the kind.
So this type of naivete is what happens when you pray about something instead of researching about it, instead of Googling about it, like typing in doTERRA impact or whatever it was, co-impact thing, okay? Because guess what? That's what I found. That's what you find when you research. You find those important things that maybe you wouldn't want to be associated with. Because guess what? People can say that they're doing the most good. People can say that all day long. They can say that they, have really responsible sources. But until you've actually checked or you have any reason to believe them or any reason to believe that what they're saying is being enforced and regulated, you don't know. You just know what they told you.
Kind of advice, the wisdom advice that I feel like I'm going to have moving forward and that I'm going to be counseled by all these mature people who have amazing hearts and very big purposes in this world. But anyway, someone asked, is it in Mexico? Yes. Something that I love about doTERRA, they're in Colombia, they're in Brazil, they're in Ecuador, they're in Chile. So, people, one of the main things was like, why would you join this company? They're not a new company. Like, it's saturated. And the truth is, if I thought that I could only succeed in a network marketing company if it was new, then I wouldn't be a good network marketer. I can't have that belief.
Veronica, doTERRA is personally placing you in, okay? You got to tour the warehouse on a Saturday, as you said repeatedly. Other new distributors don't get to do that. So that's why it's different for you. That's why it doesn't matter that doTERRA is old. Because you're not starting from the bottom. And don't anyone ever forget it, okay? Because she basically admitted it. I don't know if she realizes what she's admitting to. I don't know. Maybe she does and she doesn't care. But she's basically spelling it out that if you are, like notable person in the network marketing sphere, you can get, personal special treatment when you join another company. That's exactly what has happened here. So don't ever listen to her telling you about how she built her business, from the ground floor or whatever with doTERRA. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. She met the executive board before she even fucking joined. That's very different from the typical experience that someone's going to have.
And with integrity, recruit people. So I truly believe in network marketing, and I do not believe that you have to get in the beginning to be successful at it. And this experience is going to prove me right or wrong. But I asked the questions and I looked at the numbers, and Florida is the state where the most products are sold in the United States, and we have only 2.5 or less than 2.5% of the Floridian population is buying our oils. So yes, we're a more established brand that has so much more to grow, and there's so much room for expansion, not only nationwide, but worldwide. And
sweetie, if you don't think that 2.5% for essential oils is already way more than saturated, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, that's like almost 3 in 100 people. That's crazy. No one, there's nobody else is going to want your fucking oils. And furthermore, this isn't going to prove shit, Veronica, because if you actually believed in network marketing, why did you need to meet the executives? Why did you need this special treatment? Why didn't you just go on to the doTERRA website and sign up right there? I mean, it's so easy. It's so simple. You know, it's so flexible. And it's so easy. So all you have to do is you could have just gone and signed up. Why do you have to fly to Utah? You wouldn't have to meet the executive team or anything. Oh, that's right. It's because you know that it's not. You know that it's bullshit. And so that's why you need special treatment. That's why you have to get preferential treatment above everybody else, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're just leapfrogging everyone else because you had a big downline in money. That's it. That's it. That's all it is. Otherwise, why wouldn't you start from the beginning again? So yeah, this doesn't prove anything. All this proves is that if you are notable enough in MLM and you meet the executive board, they'll put you right above everybody else, right above, straight track. You'll personally meet them and everything. You'll get special treatment. Because it's not the same for everybody, is it? Nope. I guarantee you, everybody else is not flying out there and meeting them.
I'm not going to let the limiting beliefs of other people stop me. And, you know, whoever thinks, oh, but that company is, you know, I've heard all things from like, but isn't it like all old people? Like, what? That's a great opportunity. If everyone that's growing it, and I will tell you, a lot of the people that I met in the company are older people. And guess what? They built massive businesses offline. I want to learn from them because I grew where if you don't post on social media, you don't make money. And that's just not the truth of the industry. And I feel like actually from these...
Yeah, it's if you don't post on social media, you won't make money. And if you do post on social media, you also won't make money. But if you meet the executive board, you probably will do just fine.
Quote unquote, old people have so much to learn. So guys, I'm incredibly excited. And to add more to all of this, the girl that I joined, so my friend Victor, his wife Christy, she has the fastest growing Spanish team. So this woman, mind you, they're business people. He's a lawyer and she was a photographer before, and she's dominating the industry, dominating the business. So this woman has created this whole university. They invested almost $100,000 into this for the Spanish community. So for those of you guys that said, will you be growing the Spanish community? I think it was so strategic that I ended up meeting them, because I always had this fear of growing with the Spanish community because I felt like I wasn't good enough to create resources in Spanish. I felt like it was like a mental block. And now anyone that joins my team that is in the Spanish community has everything and more that they can desire. And as it is, doTERRA has so many incredible learning tools, launching tools, resources. I have this business building book over there that I'm just obsessed with, that I'm like, when they create things with intention and they create things with their people in mind. So anyways, I've talked a lot. And guys, whoever has left bad comments,
sort of, except you haven't really, because you talk so fucking slowly.
Just ignore them. Like, we have to recognize that some people are literally just so unhappy, and telling them that they're bad people is just making them more unhappy. I would rather just ignore. But I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm going to share that video that I told you. It's called Genesis, which, how funny that they name it with a biblical name, right? Like the...
Oh my God, maybe they did that on purpose.
Beginning, and that video had me crying. And if you are like me and you could feel energy and you could feel purity, you're gonna feel it. I'm obsessed with who these people are. I love...
It's not a cult, you guys. It's not.
And a lot of you also said, I love doTERRA, I love the products. Guys, my own father, I was telling him I joined this company and his wife was like, oh my God, I had done a bunch of online research and I found that doTERRA was amazing. So we have the immunity pills at home. And I was like, that's
Wow, well now they're probably immune to everything.
awesome. And I don't see that as a bad thing. I see that as a good thing, because guess what? Their products are loved by many. And so many people that I speak to, or like in Austin, I was there for my friend's wedding. I was carpooling with someone and I was telling them that I was going to Utah after and I was going to see doTERRA. They pulled out doTERRA peppermint beadlets from their pocket and she's like, oh my God, I love them so much. So it just feels so cool to be aligned.
Probably a distributor or someone in their family.
Aligned with a company that's so loved. Like if you search them up on Google, there's amazing reviews.
Oh my God, I wonder if they strategically got those placed there. God, what? She's so gullible. Do you not understand that you can manipulate Google search results if you're dedicated enough, which, you know, most companies of any significance are going to be. They're going to make sure, especially an MLM, because an MLM knows that if they're not on top of their Google search results, like in terms of, you know, the strategies that you can use to get higher on the page, they know that a bunch of negative shit is going to come out about them. So they're very diligent about making sure that they have the whole algorithm figured out for that. You know, there are very easy strategies that can be done as long as you just have enough, as long as you have the know-how to do it. And any company that's an MLM that's going to be like their first priority in terms of, you know, marketing and PR is going to be making sure that you can suppress the negative results onto like the second page of Google.
And so many people don't even know that it's network marketing because it has been grown by, you know, a different kind of person. A lot of these people that build with doTERRA build offline, and I'm just so excited to bring this product to you. And as you guys know, if you've been following me for long enough, I've been in a healing journey for many years, from removing my breast implants to removing my root canals to being more intentional about my fitness, to be more intentional about what I consume, trying to, you know, leave alcohol as much as possible. And to think that now my life mission is going to be helping other people heal in their health, while also being a leader, while also being a mentor, while being around a company that everyone in that company, for the most part, they're Mormons and their faith is everything. And the reason why they do so much good is because they believe they're on this planet to do good. And and I get to be a part of that. And I just feel so
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Not unless you're a Mormon.
blessed and honored that God intervened. Like, what are the chances? Like, what are the chances that I meet a lawyer at a real estate event?
They're very high. What are the chances? They're pretty high. There's probably a lot of lawyers at a real estate event. At a real estate conference, yeah, I feel like the Venn diagram between like real estate conferences, like, you know, not like legitimate real estate stuff. I mean, like real estate, like scam conferences, and MLM is probably, you know, almost a circle, I would think. So I would say the chances are really fucking high.
Utah, and I was already going to Utah, and
that's where all the MLMs are. So again, Veronica, the chances are very high because you were going to Utah to see an MLM company, right? And then you met this guy at a real estate scam conference who, guess what, was in an MLM. Shocker, not shocking at all, actually. And guess where that MLM is headquartered? Utah. Why? Because every MLM is headquartered here, basically, except for like Monate. Good Lord. You like, this is how these people who have this mindset of like, there are no coincidences. Like, they always think this way, where it's very like, I don't know. I guess they just don't think about the fact that their experience could actually be very easily explained. And even if it can't be explained, that doesn't mean that like it, sometimes weird shit happens. Okay. If weird shit didn't happen, then nothing would ever happen. Like, that's just how it works, man. Like, it's not that deep. It really isn't.
This company's having an event the same weekend I'm going to be there. If you call it a coincidence,
They probably have events like every week.
we don't speak the same language, but it was God. And I'm not Mormon, I'm Christian, but Mormons are Christians, so we pretty
No, they're not.
much are, you know.
They would like you to believe that they're Christians, okay? But like, no, because the divinity of Jesus is treated differently in the Mormon doctrines than it is in Catholicism or Protestantism. Is they have a there's a very core set of beliefs. You believe in God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. And that's like the central tenet of Christianity. And for Mormons, that position is different. And also, you added shit to the Bible.
Believing in the same thing.
Okay, but they don't, though. Spoken like someone who doesn't know what Mormons actually believe. Incredible.
What else? I think that's it. If any of you guys have any questions, feel free. Guys, stop fighting with these trolls, man. Like, they don't have anything better to do, and you let people like that, like, you don't give them your time. I've learned that lesson so many times.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like you ever learn it for real. Also, yeah, I have a question. My question is, were you born yesterday?
Like, if you let your pressure rise, if you let pointless people stress you out, they have won. And people with bad intentions, God takes care of them. And that's why I never feel that.
Oh, that is so not true. Okay. That is not true. You know what happens to people who do bad things in life that don't get punished in this life? Nothing. They just die, okay? So that's why you better look out for yourself, and you better look out for what's right.
Need to pull up the receipts on every single person that has done me wrong, because God takes care of them. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk and listening for me and hearing me speak for so long. If you don't like me, like, you're really invested. God bless you. Like, seriously, God bless you. If you're ready to be on my team, I will be getting off the live. I will be sharing on my stories the YouTube video Genesis. You need to watch that. I want you to understand the heart of doTERRA before you join me. I want you to be as in love as I am right now, because this feels amazing. Like, purpose has been reignited in a whole different level. And
it's not a cult, you guys. Stop saying that doTERRA is a cult. It's not a cult. Does that sound like a cult to you?
I'm so excited, and I want you to be just as excited. So I'll share those videos, and then I'll share forms that you could fill out, whether you just want to try the products and go on the journey as a client, or you want to become a wellness advocate. Guys, super cool. Like, if you want to do the business, all you need to do is buy the products. And there's packages, but you could also make your own package. So there's a bunch of different prices where you could start at. If you want to do the business, you are required to have a monthly purchase. Okay, and I really like that, because if you're gonna do the business, you should be invested. And if you're not
invested. What? No. Okay, if you're gonna work for something, then you shouldn't have to pay for it. Okay, they should give it to you for free. If their product is that good, why don't they let you try it for free? That's how it works at every other job, sweetheart. Are you kidding me? Yeah, see, well, I have to buy my employer's product every month, but like, I actually like that. Like, that's awesome. You know what? I agree. Like, other companies should start doing that. Like, you just have to, like if you work at Walmart, you have to prove that you've bought a certain number of great value products, you know, or something, you know, like, and if you don't, it's like, you don't get paid this month. Sorry. You know, can you imagine if other, like even the most shameless, just utterly, detestable, vile companies don't do the shit that MLMs do to their distributors. They would never dream of it. I mean, it would be illegal.
Not going to be invested, it's okay. Be a client, because guess what? Clients get the same discounts on the products as us. So we have these things called wholesale.
You don't even get a discount. Oh, shit. Okay, let me translate that for you. Clients get the same discounts as we do. That means that you don't get a discount. That means that you're paying retail.
Customers, and our wholesale customers get the same discounts as
I think you don't know what the word wholesale means. Wholesale is usually at half the price that the retailer is going to sell it for. Okay? You can't just buy wholesale. Okay? You have to be a retail buyer.
Okay, who do I need to take out? Someone just tell me.
Why don't you just wear a different shirt?
The essential oils are distilled from natural plants, okay? So what happens is that you're getting the purity of it all. Okay, so if you think about when God created this world, he created nature. What doTERRA is doing is bringing us back to nature. So it's crazy because like peppermint oil, the amount of positive effects that it has had on our life in our house, and it's just a peppermint oil, but it's the purity of it. If I were to go buy a random peppermint oil that is not pure, that hasn't been distilled in the proper way and extracted in the proper way, it wouldn't be pure and it wouldn't be potent.
So the plant can't cure you or heal you. It can only heal you when it's been processed and purified in this way. Like you're not talking about peppermint plants. We're talking about peppermint essential oil. Okay, so this is just an oil from the plant that usually contains some of the principal aromatic elements of it in terms of like the scent producing compounds in it. So a peppermint plant, which I would point out is the thing that God supposedly created, okay, can't heal you. It can only be healing once you've distilled it and you know, isolated out this oil. So like everything else is just, I gotta go. Why didn't God just make the oil then? Why did he make the plant in the first place? I mean, that had to take that must have taken a while for humans to figure out how to distill it.
So it wouldn't be healing. And that is the difference with doTERRA, is that it was founded with that mission of, if we're really going to heal, we can't lack quality. So they are part of the process of creating these essential oils. And out of these essential oils, they create all these other products. So right now, the shampoo that I'm using is a bar. It's like a bar of shampoo and a bar of conditioner from doTERRA. They have all sorts of things like mouthwash, laundry detergent, vitamins, fiber. So I've ordered 3 times already because I'm just obsessed with the products, and I'm like, wait, I need to try more because I need to be able to talk to people about everything and know that I've tried it. Oh.
So with the soap and the conditioner, I mean, presumably those have had chemicals added, you know, even if they're just like the soap molecules, like, you know, the whole fatty acid and then, you know, aliphatic hydrocarbon chain. Like, So it's not pure. So I guess the soap and the shampoo is not healing you, I guess, because they added chemicals to it probably. And we know for a fact that a detergent has chemicals in it. It does. A detergent has synthetic chemicals in it. Okay, that's what detergent means. Detergents are synthetic. They're not biodegradable. Okay, they're always a sulfate or a phosphate or something. So I don't know what you're talking about with natural detergents. Those don't exist. Natural detergents do not exist.
One thing that I will tell you guys that has been like night and day is the multivitamins. And it blows my mind because I'm a healthy woman. Like, we eat well in our house. My husband cooks. But our food is so depleted. Our food is so depleted that everyone needs to supplement nowadays. Our soil is messed up. All of our stuff is sprayed. And we need to supplement. And
That is not true. You do not need to supplement. Yes, there has been some drop in certain nutrients in certain foods, sure. But it is not nearly as significant as she's making it out to be. And furthermore, the issue is not that people aren't, that people are eating the right things, but they're not getting enough nutrients from it. It's that people aren't eating the right things. Like, people are eating too much processed food. That's the problem.
not taken a multivitamin ever. So sometimes I would take like specific supplements, but never.
And yet, look, here you are, just fine, walking around.
Never a multivitamin. And all these people at the event were like, this is game changing, like this, and that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna order it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, because it's a cult.
Guys, the amount of energy and focus that I've felt since taking that multivitamin and my sex drive, sorry if that's too much information, has been on a whole other level. Okay, so nature heals you. No, but really, it's just, I feel more alive, like more vitality, more energy. So I'm really loving that. I'm loving MetaPower also, which is for metabolic health. And I drink it in the morning and it's like my morning pick me up. And it really just gives me energy and also suppresses my appetite. Like I'm not constantly hungry. And when I do get cravings, I just have a couple drops of MetaPower because it curbs your cravings. And it's crazy because today when Marcus and I were eating, I was like, oh, why'd you serve me so much? And he's like, I'm serving you the same. I eat a lot, okay? And like lately I've just been getting full faster. So there's a ton of
okay, well, I'm convinced, you guys.
Amazing products, and I cannot wait. And yes, I got a diffuser, but I ordered 2 more because I wanted bigger ones because we have a really big bedroom.
God, I would hate that in my house.
Not really big, but it's pretty big. But I can't wait to create content. I can't wait to start sharing. I didn't even know how to come out.
You're sharing already.
Out about this, but I just knew that I had to come out about
Go fuck yourself.
it soon
and in Pride Month.
Because I was so freaking excited about.
How is she so slow-winded?
But here we are.
Oh, I need to see this vision board.
So if you see this woman, she reminds me a lot of the women that I met at doTERRA.
What, because of her outfit? I don't know. She's, I'm seeing some shoulders.
Women of wisdom, women who are humble, women who have a good head on their shoulders and who are here to be women and provide and serve and everything. And
you hear that, ladies? You're here to provide and serve.
And this over here, it's a big world. What moves you makes you. I feel like was such a pivotal part because someone just asked if I'm still in real estate. Yes, I'm still in real estate and I'm still a realtor and I'm still gonna practice and I've got girls that I work with and I love my team. But
okay, sure.
But it's not going to give me the freedom that network marketing is going to give me. So I'm going to build this business and I'm going to grow this business because it's going to give me more of what my heart desires, which is to.
So how is doing both things going to give you freedom?
be a dedicated mom and be a dedicated wife and all of that. And you guys are so funny and helpful in the chat. But yeah, it's a big world. What do you prefer? I feel like that's a question I had to ask myself, because I think I could be whatever I want to be. And I think I've told you guys this before. Like, I literally feel like I can do anything. I could even be, my hair is a little dirty, don't judge me. I could even be like an actress if I wanted to. So what do you want to be? And I think that reflecting on this question really told me I love network marketing and I'm grateful for it. And it's your heart that takes you places. And I could have...
Girl, that's just ad copy.
Made a decision based on money. I could have gone with the shiniest object. I could have gone with...
Yeah, but instead you're just getting personally placed into doTERRA after you met the executive board. Okay. Yeah, it's not about the money, you guys.
The best comp plan or with the most momentum or... And no, I went with what my heart was telling me, because...
Your heart was telling you to make money.
My heart will always be my logic, and my heart is guided by God, and my mind is guided by the world, and I'm not of the world. So anyways,
good Lord,
this is my vision board, and this is the little baby that I'm manifesting, but a lot of nature, a lot of purity, and yeah. That's pretty...
Well, careful. You better distill that nature before you go anywhere fucking near it, man. Wow, that was a really inspiring vision. Jesus, God almighty. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm convinced. I'm convinced, okay? I'm convinced. I'm ready to follow. I'm going to drive right down to... Pleasant Grove right now and sign up for doTERRA. Except guess what? They'd be like, who are you? No, I'm probably just gonna charge my car there. Alrighty guys, I hope you have a great weekend. I have some skiing to do this weekend. It is closing weekend at Snowbird and I am excited. It is, it's gonna be Father's Day. My father is in Ohio, but I'm Mac Daddy. I'm all the daddy I need to ski, okay? I'm gonna hit some, Silver Fox, all right? God damn it. I've been Mac. Peace out. Bye!